Hi everybody and welcome to the OpenECRI midweek market commentary for the 30th of May. My name's Simon Clark from Trade with Precision and I'll be discussing the markets that are moving and of key interest right now. Now the first market I'm going to take a look at today is soybean meal. Now soybean meal, this is just the SM contract here, so the SM futures contract. And I'm looking at some potential trading opportunities here on these lower time frames, on the sort of 240 chart, but we've got confirmation of the lovely trend on these higher time frames. So I'll just talk through them and show you what I'm looking at. So if we start off here with the monthly chart, we can see you've got a lovely clear uptrend here. Prices just at the moment just pulled back into the buy zone, back into the moving averages in between the 10 and the 20 period moving average, and now we've got some nice green bullish candles as price is now breaking up to the high side, just breaking out of that buy zone. We've got all the moving averages in the right order, all fanning very nicely, and we've got lovely convergence here on the indicators too. So monthly is looking very nice, and when we come down to the weekly chart here, we can start to see this price action in a bit more detail. So this sort of pullback that we have here on the monthly, we can see that here on the weekly, and we can see that price has come down. It's tested this sort of low down here, and now we're starting to push back up again, making new highs, new sort of clearer series of higher highs here. Now as we're moving round, the moving averages are not quite round in the right order yet, but we have got some nice convergence on our indicators. Now we've also got a level there that this level is 441. You see this level has been sort of prior support and resistance, and price is now right at that level now, just breaking through it. If we come down here to the daily chart, we can see this bit of price action in a bit more detail. So this recent move up that we see there on the weekly chart has now got a bit more detail, and we can see that here on the daily chart we've now got all the moving averages in the right order, all fanning very nicely, and we can see that price is just, as it's pulled away, it's pulled back into the buy zone and pushing out again. And at the moment we're sitting right at this same level, this 441 level here at the moment. So we're right at that level there on the daily chart. We've also got lovely convergence here on the MACD and the RSI, just indicating that there's momentum behind this market to the upside. So then what I've done is I've come down here to the 240 chart, and if I just open this up a little bit, show you what I'm looking at. Here on the 240 chart you can see the power of this trend. We've had a nice big move to the high side, we've had a bit of a pullback, and now we've started a new uptrend again, pushing up to the high side. And as we've done that, we can see that we've got this level here, this 441 level, which I've shown you on the previous chart. So now at the moment price is just above that level, and this level has proved support and resistance across multiple time frames. And at the moment we've now got another level that I've marked in here, which is 447, and you can see that this relates to the highs here of these previous candles. So at the moment we're right in that zone, right in between those two levels. We're right in the buy zone as well, so we're right in between the 10 and the 20 period moving average. We've also got convergence on the move as well. So what I'm looking for is I'm just looking for a couple of opportunities here. I'm looking to see if this market can turn around and we can make a break to the high side and get some trading opportunities, long trading opportunities. Now those are either going to be in trend flow trading opportunities, or we're going to potentially have a break above this 447 level here. And what I'll be looking for is our traditional momentum breakout rules. If price moves a little bit higher and starts compressing underneath this 447 level. So two opportunities that I'm keeping a close eye on there on soybean meal. Okay, the next market I'm going to look at here is Euro AUD, and we've got some fantastic trends appearing here in Euro AUD. Now if we take a look here at the monthly chart, we can see price has been in a downtrend for pretty much several years in actual fact, but we've now, from this low, we've now made a new high, a higher low, and now a new decisive higher high. So the monthly chart is now confirmed into a new uptrend. We have the same here on the weekly chart. And for the past few weeks actually, or past sort of few months in actual fact, this currency pair has been sort of trading within a range, and testing to see whether it's actually going to make a break to the high side. And we've now done that decisively over the past couple of weeks. We've broken this key 1.3000 level, which has been quite significant across all of these time frames. You can see here on the monthly chart this level's quite significant key support and resistance, as it is here on the weekly chart too. We've now broken that and pushing very strongly to the high side. But if we come down here to the daily chart, you can just start to see the power of this trend, where we've got all the moving averages in the right order. We've got lovely convergence here on the indicators, very strong price action pushing up high to the high side. Even here down on the 240 chart, this is where I'll start to see the opportunities here on the 240 chart and on the 480 chart as well. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for price to be pulling back into the buy zone, pulling back into the moving averages, and looking for those trend flow trading opportunities moving up to the high side. And this is going to be on the 240, on the 480. It looks like we might well have to wait a bit for a bit of a pullback here on the daily, certainly if we want to see confirmation on the weekly chart, because the weekly chart, we still haven't got the moving averages just quite in the right order just yet. But another one that's on my watch list for for a while, and just looking for trend flow opportunities to take advantage of that smooth flowing trend. Okay, the last market I'm going to take a look at today is the Japanese yen. Now this is the futures contract. This is not the forex contract, this is the futures. So it's at JY. This is the contract I'm looking at. So looking here at the Japanese yen, we've had some fantastic trends, and we're just really coming back up to test some key levels now around this sort of 1000 level. And you can see this is much more apparent on these lower time frames. So I'll talk through the analysis and show you what I'm looking at. First of all, if we take a look here at the monthly chart, we can see for the past few months, certainly for the beginning of this year, late tail end of last year, Japanese yen has been going in one direction, in that south. Moving averages are just starting to roll over now. In fact, we've come down to this key 1000 level, which I'm going to talk about through multiple time frames, and you can just see that at the moment we've ploughed right underneath it. We've also got a nice convergence there on the indicators as well, just indicating that we've still got nice sort of selling momentum to the downside here. If we take a look at the weekly chart, we can see the weekly chart in a bit more detail. We can see that we've got all the moving averages fanning nicely in the right order. We've got convergence here on the indicators, a little bit divergence at the moment, but then again we have got a price pulling back up. And just note where we are with this 1000 level. What's happened is price has come down. We've tested it for a few weeks, which we can see we got a few tests on these lower time frames, broken underneath it, and now we're coming back up to test it. And we're naturally at the moment, this level kind of clusters not far away from the sell zone there. And this is a lot more apparent when we come down to the daily chart. So coming down to the daily chart, we can see we've got all the moving averages in the right order, all fanning very nicely. Got some nice convergence on the indicators, and we can see that how price has tested this 1000 level, tested it twice, eventually broken through it, and now we're just coming back up to retest it again. And we just come up and retesting that. We also happen to be in the sell zone as well. So what I'm looking for is I'm coming down to these lower time frames like the 240 chart, and the 480 chart. I've marked in this 1000 level, and what I'm looking for is I'm looking for confirmation of a rejection of this level. Now price has come up and it's tested it, or it's come up to try and test it once, twice, 3 times now. We're getting a little bit closer, but we haven't quite tested it yet. So I want to see if price will actually test this, and then I want to see the confirmation of a new downtrend here on a lower time frame, something like the 240 chart. If we can get a new confirmation, maybe a test, and then a confirmation of a new downtrend, which will be a lower high and a lower low, then I'll be looking at trend flow trading opportunities to try and get an entry in on these lower time frames to take advantage of a bigger move on these higher time frames to the downside. So those are the 3 markets that I'm looking at this week, and I'd like to thank you for attending and watching the Open eCry midweek market commentary, and I just look forward to speaking to you next week. Bye for now.